Hey beautiful people, I'm Sharon, also known as Mrs. Q. Welcome back and welcome if this is your first time here. If you haven't done so already, please do subscribe and don't forget to click that notification button so you don't miss any of my videos. Today's video is a get ready with me. I'm gonna give you a quick rundown on what I wore because I really just want to focus on the makeup application. I'm very pleased to say that I've recently decluttered and reorganized all of my makeup, and I think I've done a really good job, and it's left me feeling quite excited to start doing my makeup again. I don't generally wear a lot of makeup, but I am going out tonight, so I think it calls for a bit of makeup, a little bit of glam. Not too much though, I just want to look fresh, put together and smooth, like I'm going out. I've already washed and moisturized my face. Moisturizing your face before you put any makeup on is key to getting a good finish, getting a smoother finish, and also for it lasting that much longer. It does also stop flaking and caking. I've also already put my contact lenses in. If you wear contact lenses, unless you're a pro at putting them in without your eyes watering, I would recommend doing this before you start any application. I've made the mistake before where I've done my whole face, done all my concealer under my eyes and forgotten to put my contact lenses on, gone and put them on, and my eyes have started watering and ruined everything. So definitely, like I said, if you're not a pro putting your contact lenses on without your eyes watering, do put them on before you get started. I'm hoping it's not going to take too long to do my makeup. Generally, as a rule of thumb, I don't really like to be more than half an hour, 45 minutes max if I'm doing like a full-on glam highlighted and contoured look, which I'm not doing today. It's probably just going to be as I say, something smooth to make me look fresh and like I'm going out. I'm hoping it's only going to take me about half an hour. So I'm going to start with my primer, which is this Illamasqua matte primer. After primer, I know some people would go in with a setting powder. I tend only to do that if it's a very long day, like I'm going to be out from morning until very late in the evening. It kind of just makes everything grip that much better to your skin and last that much longer. But that is not the case today. I'm only out for the evening for a couple of hours. My foundation is the Maybelline Dream Urban Cover. It says it's full coverage and it's SPF 50 and anti-pollution, and it's in the color 360 Mocha. Oops. Just gonna dab that on quite randomly. I shook it. I shouldn't have done that, and it just started squirting out. That's why I'm using as much as I am. I think normally I wouldn't use nearly this much, but you know what? I'm off out tonight, so it is what it is. There we go. Now this is going to take a bit of blending out, so I'm just going to put some music on and go through it. Brush I'm using is called a stipple brush, and what I'm doing is literally just patting the product into my face. You don't want to drag it on like face cream because that's just going to move it all over the place. So just pat it in and blend it out. Make sure it's really nicely buffed in. I'm afraid I'm not one of these makeup artists, or I can't apply my makeup the way that some people do, where they put everything on their face at once. They put their contour, their concealer, their foundation, everything at once, and they're able just to blend it all out. really nicely. It will be a mess if I do mine like that. I'm also going to put a little bit on my neck because I do have a couple of blemishes, and I'm also going to blend that out. So you blend it up into the bottom of your chin and down into your chest till it all blends out. You don't want to have this line where your makeup ends. So I think that's pretty much where the foundation part ends. I kind of flip between whether I do my eyeshadow first. It just depends on what colors I'm going to be using and fallout. I'm not a pro at dusting off fallout if I've done my under eye highlight first. So I think I am going to go to my eyeshadow now. One thing about me is I just never tend to be too sure what colors I'm going to use until they start going on, but generally it's always the same color scheme. Sometimes it's a bit brighter, a bit darker, sometimes it's a bit more, sometimes it's a bit less. And it's just this eyeshadow palette from Revolution, and it's called Revolution Ultra Professional Eyeshadow Flawless. This is it. As you can see, I do get a lot of use out of that even before I decluttered and reorganized all my makeup. This color here is very much a go-to and I use it all the time. It's almost finished, so I'll probably have to replace just that one color sometime soon. So I'm going to start with my crease color. For the crease color is that go-to brown that I like so much. Now, the one thing about eyeshadow is that you need to really blend it out. I think I might have been a bit too heavy-handed when I put my brush in that little pot. So I'm going to have to blend it out at the top, just because you see this, if you see here, there's a really harsh line. So I'm going to get my blending brush. Normally, I see most people do this bit at the end, but I'm going to do it now because I just want it done. I think that looks good. I'm only going to do one eye on camera and go do the other one off camera because this bit for the blending can take a while. One thing that I really do like is how putting a little bit of eyeshadow just here in your tear duct really gives you that awake kind of look. But you do need to be very careful with this, and literally this is where the light hits. I'm sure you can see it. It's right here, and this is where you just dab the tiniest amount to give it that look, and then just here as well under the eye, and that's it. Very natural, and always smallest amount. It just gives you that real awake kind of look. So that's the eyeshadow done on this eye. I'm going to go ahead and do the eyeshadow on my other eye off camera. Now, I have had my eyebrows microbladed, so I don't really do much with them. Just for more definition, I do have a little eyebrow felt tip liner that I use. I never mastered the whole eyebrow technique, and that's why I ended up just going and having a professional do them for me. The good thing I like about doing the concealer after I've done my eyeshadow is that you can really go in and kind of clean it up and make it really defined, like the angle of it. So I'm going to get to that now. So the concealer that I use is this one from LA Girl Pro Conceal. I think this was like one of the first concealers that came out, and this is in the color GC983 Fawn. If you're of a certain age, you know too much product is not your friend, so go easy with it. So I put a little bit on the back of my hand and I kind of mix it with just a little drop of my foundation, just so it's not too bright. I think if I was doing like a full glam makeup look, then yes, I would do that, but I'm not, so I won't. So just kind of mix that in. It's not a lot of product at all. And then I like to just put it on my ring finger. I don't use any applicators for this. There's something about keeping the product warm as well, and I think the ring finger just tends to pat it in really, really nicely. So with the concealer, it really is just about patting it in and working it out to the outer edges of your face, down the side of your nose, and then just pressing it up into your under eye area. I find doing it with your fingers, because it keeps it warm, kind of keeps it from drying too quickly, and it gives you more time to work with it and blend it out. And like I was saying before, it gives you that chance to also kind of go in to your eyeshadow area and just kind of tidy that up and just give it a little bit more definition. I think I may have gone a bit too far there, but you can see what I mean if you just have a look. Just here, this is way more defined than the other eye, which kind of looks like it's almost bleeding out a little bit. The next thing I do is, you can still see that there's some bags over here, like a dark shadow. I'm just going to put a tiny bit of concealer on that just to see if I can make that a little less visible. So it's literally just dotting it on and then again blending it out, just gently, very gently tapping on that. As before, I'm going to go and do the other eye off camera, but before I do that, I'm just going to show you my nose, my forehead, and a little bit that I'm just going to put around my mouth, because it does have a bit of darkening, not hyperpigmentation or anything, but there are like shadowish bits around here, so I'm going to do that quickly. I don't tend to do a lot of contouring, so on my nose, because I've done the highlighting, what I then do is I go in with the same brush that I used for my foundation and kind of just blend it out a bit. I might actually use just a tiny drop of my original foundation. I prefer to use a bit of my foundation once I've done the highlight on my nose, just to kind of tidy it up and blend it all in. And I do use my fingers for this because I think they're more precise, and I think as well it's to do with the temperature, with the warmth of the product, so it's not drying out too quickly. Just put a tiny bit more. There we go, that's that done. Yeah, the rest, the other eye off camera. So that's the concealer done, but I still need to set it. I do apologize that I'm kind of bouncing around from one thing to the other. There's no real, I don't believe, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 step for it. I think it's just what you feel comfortable doing, what works for you. So I'm gonna go ahead and set my under eye just now. It has moved a bit while doing the other eye, so I'm just gonna go pat it in and blend it back to how it should be. Now I have 2 setting powders from Laura Mercier, so I'm going to use this translucent one. It looks a bit scary, but fear not. Now this is just about patting it in. Now I'm hoping as I go, you're gonna see this all disappear. Some of it obviously will need to be brushed off, but that's the hope. I don't care to use too many brushes, so again, I'm gonna use my foundation brush just to do a little bit of contouring in my cheekbones, but I don't do much more than that. Any product that's left over, I might just put around the edge of my face and on my chin and on my neck. What I'm using is this Illamasqua Skin Base Mixer. I'm not sure that this is what it's intended for, but I found it and I liked it, and it does the job just fine. Just a couple of drops, not a lot. It's something that I would always suggest you build up rather than just diving straight in with a whole lot. So just a little bit will do the trick, I think. So just gonna blend this out. Now the trick with this is just to follow the lines of your face and then just blend it into your hairline. Because it's spilling out, I'm just going to put the tiniest amount just here on my neck and my chin, just to make me look a bit, I suppose it makes you look a bit slimmer or chiseled, shall I say. I hope I've blended that in well. As I say, I don't use too much product because you can always build this up a bit more. I'm almost done, but not quite. But what I'm going to do just now, because I've done all this and I've put a lot of product on my face since we started, the foundation and the highlighter and everything, I'm actually just now, before I finish my eyes, going to set my face, and I'm going to use the darker version of the Laura Mercier setting powder. And again, it really is just about patting that into your face. I'm gonna finish off my eyes. Don't really know how to do eyelashes, if I'm honest, so I just use a liquid eyeliner, which is this Rimmel Exaggerate eyeliner, and it's in the color 100% Black Noir 001. Oh, that has made me a little bit teary-eyed and my eyes water a bit. This is what I mean. I feel like I can't win. Now, I'm going to clean up my tear ducts because of all the watering. They've got a bit gunky, so I'm going to just give those a quick clean and then do my under eye. Now that my eyes are clean, I'm going to use my mascara, which is the Bare Mineral Maximist mascara, and that is just in the color Black. That's the first coat of mascara. I'm going to give it about just a couple of minutes for it to kind of dry a little bit, and then I'm going to put another coat of it on just so I can get that volume. While I'm waiting for that to kind of dry a little bit, I'm going to do my blusher and the shimmery stuff that people put on that makes them glow. It's not a blusher, but Fenty pride themselves on their products being multi-use. So I have this lip stain in the color Berry Banger 04. I tend to just use a couple of dabs of this for my blusher. I'm gonna do this like super quick. I'm using an angled blusher brush. So I'm not sure if you've noticed it, as we've been talking, the translucent powder that I put to set my concealer has started literally melting into my skin. I am going to give my whole face just like a quick brush with this big powder brush, and just to brush off anything remaining. Right, so I think that's all the loose powder nicely brushed off. I think it's time for the next layer of mascara. I think I'm going to need some eye drops after this, but I'll put them on carefully so it doesn't smudge everything. Last thing I think I'm going to do is the Glitzy Glamour Shimmer. Let me move that back a bit. So this is what we're looking like right now. The shimmer that I'm going to use is from Fusion Beauty, and it's the Microtech Intuitive Active Bronzer, and it's called Sunkissed. I always thought a bronzer should be darker, but this is actually very light. So I use it as a just as a shimmer. I'm going to apply it with a fan brush. It's a very light fan brush, and I feel that it just kind of distributes the product really nicely. Now you want to hit the points where the light hits naturally. So I'm going to start with my brow. So just under my brow where the light hits, that's just natural, just to make that pop a bit. Now whatever's left over on the brush, I'm just gonna use it under my eye just to kind of, if there's anything left over from my setting powder, just to brush that off a little bit. And whatever's left on the brush will transfer to my under eye area. Just dab a little bit more and put it on my forehead. Because it's a nighttime look, I'm just going to put tiniest amount just under where I did my contour, just to kind of define it. There we go. Right, I am now, I think, almost nearly done putting things away, and then I'm going to, what am I going to do next? I think that's the face done. I just have lipstick to do. My battery's signaling at me that it's about to die, so this means I've really got to wrap up now. So lipstick, setting spray, and then I'll run through what I'm actually going to wear tonight, or actually I should do it at the same time so I don't lose battery. I had some lip balm on earlier, so I'm just going to wipe that off, because the lipstick that I'm using is a matte one, and it's from a company, I can't remember the name, but I found it in Belgium. It's a matte kind of pink. I tend to do this while it dries. Ooh, I look a bit crazy. Okay, while this is drying for a couple of seconds, what I'm going to be wearing tonight is a black mini wrap dress from George at Asda. I think it's a really cute dress. I'm going to be wearing it with matte black tights and split cowboy boots from Zara, and also a oversized kind of like power shoulder coat from Topshop. I'll be carrying my Louis Vuitton pochette. Yeah, that's pretty much it. So yeah, let me do my second layer of lipstick. Right, so my battery died as I've been putting on my second coat of lipstick, so I've really got to get on. Plus I do have a train to catch in about, I'm gonna say about 30 minutes, and it's a 10-minute walk to the station, and I'm not even dressed yet, so marathon, get ready with me. I'm using the Urban Decay All-Nighter Setting Spray. Ooh, okay, there we go. Just wait for that to dry, and then it'll be the finished look. I'll get dressed, put my accessories on, and show you the final look. Here's a quick before and after, how I looked at the start of the video and how I look now after my makeup application. Not a makeup artist in any shape or form. How I've done my makeup today is from a couple of tips and tricks and hints that I myself have picked up on YouTube. Yeah, so I'm very pleased with the way this look has turned out. Beautiful people, thank you so much for staying with me to the end. This has taken a little bit longer than I had expected to. I think in total, from when I started to finishing the actual makeup, was probably about I'm going to say 45 to 50 minutes. I had my clothes picked out, all my jewelry picked out already, so it probably took me another 15 minutes to get dressed, and this is the final look. I do apologize for being so brief about the outfit, but like I said at the beginning of this video, I really just wanted to show you my makeup application now that I've actually decluttered and reorganized all my makeup. Please do make sure that you check out that video, and also another gentle reminder to make sure you subscribe and that you hit that notification button so you don't miss any of my videos. Please also do feel free to share, like, and comment, and I will see you next time.